Right, so I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Ladash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So Galatians 5 and 16, it says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Well, when it tells you to walk in the spirit, it's telling you to walk in the word, right? So when you go to John 6 and 63, right, it says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The word that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." So when the scriptures are telling you to walk in the spirit, it's telling you to walk in the word of the Lord. And the scriptures tell you to keep his whole word, right? When you go into like Matthew 4 and 4, it says, I start at 1. "Then was Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus, led up of the spirit unto the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of the Most High," here it says God, "command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High." Now, the mouth of the Most High pertains to who? Well, if you go to Hosea chapter 12, verse 10, it says, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the mysteries of the prophets. This is Matthew's 10 and 20. It says, "For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you." So now we understand that the mouth of the Most High is the prophets. And what did the prophets speak on? They spoke on the law, keeping the law, following after righteousness, and they spoke on prophecies. So you got to keep what the book tells you to keep. And that's the whole word, man. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So again, going back to Galatians 5 and 16, it says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit," which is the word, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh," which is what? Sin. So sin is doing all the things that the Lord told you not to do according to the law, statutes, commandments. So that's eating abominable foods, that's worshiping other idols, that's committing adultery, bearing false witness, Exodus the 20th chapter. So if you're doing all these things, then guess what? You're fulfilling the lust of the flesh. So it says, "For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh." So you always at war with yourself. I remember this brother who used to be in a camp used to always say, "Your worst enemy is yourself." And these are contrary the one to another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, which is the word, you're not under the law. Now the works of the flesh, because if you're led in the Spirit, then, hey, what did the Lord say? The Lord said, "For I come not for the righteous, but I come for the sinners." So if you're led in the Spirit, then you're not gonna sin. But if you're led in the flesh, then you're gonna be what? You're gonna be in sin. But if you be led of the Spirit, you're not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these. Now all of the works of the flesh are gonna reference right back to the laws, the statutes, and commandments. It's gonna reference right back to sin, which is the transgression of the law, according to 1 John chapter 3 verse 4, right? So it says, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest." It says, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication." Adultery is what? When a man have sex with another man's wife, or when a woman go outside of her husband and have sex with a man. Fornication can also go into that, but we know this is morally talking about worshiping other idols, right? Uncleanness is eating abominable foods, doing things that are unclean, like for an example, popping your woman on a day you got to go out in the highways and byways, or popping your woman ultimately when the Sabbath is coming up. That's uncleanness. Uncleanness is again eating abominable foods. You can go back to the laws, and the scripture's going to tell you all the things that are unclean. Lasciviousness. Now let's look up lasciviousness. Let's look up the word lasciviousness. See how all of this reference right back to the law, right? So if you're walking in the spirit, you're walking in the word, you're walking in righteousness. If you're walking in the lust, you're walking according to sin. So when you go to the word lasciviousness, it means, Salakia, bear with me for a second. It means unbridled lust, access, lasciviousness, lasciviousness, wantiness, outrageous, shameless, insolence. Like for an example, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American prove that all the time, right? Just shameless. You got our women walking around half naked. Look at the videos they make. Look at the songs that they sing, right? That's lasciviousness. It says idolatry, worshiping idols, witchcraft. That's what the Haitians do, witchcraft, or what they call voodoo. Hatred, which our people show that towards each other because we're under the curses, which is hatred. Variance. What is variance? Let's look up the word variance. Variance is let's see, Salakia. I gotta wait for the internet to catch up. Variance is contention, strife, wrangling, man. Right? You're always at strife. You're always trying to argue with people. You're always debating with somebody about something. Even if you're wrong, you just have to be right. You have to debate about it. A mutilation, right? What is a mutilation? Let's go to a mutilation. I don't know why this don't let me just go straight back to it. It just, I literally have to go all the way back just to look it up. So a mutilation. A mutilation, excitement of mind, adore, favor of spirit, zeal, embracing, pursuing, defending anything. Wait, hold up, Salakia real quick. Envy, belief for a person, thing, the fierceness of indignation, punitive, zeal, and envious and contention, rivalry, jealousy. So jealous. You know, and mutilation means to be envious and have contention or rivalry, like jealousy. Oh, you know, this person got this, I want it. You know, Jake is always like that. Jake will rob his own people just to get what he got. So he see, you know, this dude living good. He got a nice car. He got the watch. You know, he got the women, and he's jealous. He have a lot of envy and contentions of rivalry against him. And with that, man, Jake will rob you or kill you for everything you got. So idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, sedition, heresy, envying, murdering, drunkenness, raveling, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things, which commit sin, right, shall not inherit the kingdom of heaven. That goes back to 1 Corinthians 3 and 6 or 16, I believe. But the fruit of the Spirit is love. Now, love, when you go into to love, right? Love is what? The keeping of the commandments. So this is Salaki. This is 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. And the scripture says, I'll start at 1. Whosoever believeth that Yahushua, and this is talking about the Israelites, because you people get the word whosoever very confused. Whosoever believeth that Yahushua, it says Jesus here, is the Amashiach, it says Christ here, is born of the Most High. And everyone that loveth him, that begat, loveth him also that is begotten of him. By this we know that we love the children or the sons of the Most High, when we love the Most High and keep his commandments. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So that's what love is according to the Bible. Love according to the Bible is the keeping of the commandments. This is how you show that you love the Lord, man. Just by saying I love the Lord don't mean nothing. You got to show works. Right? So it says joy, peace, long suffering. So you got to also be willing to be at long suffering, which means you're going to go through it, whether if it's financial, whether if it's by way of family, no matter what. By being in his truth and by doing the righteous works of the Most High, you're going to suffer for it. Right? Long suffering. Gentleness, which means you got to be, kind amongst your people. And like Yahushua said, who is our mother, who is our brother, who is our mother, who is our sister, are those that doeth the will of the Lord. Goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. You got to have self-control. You got to be humble. Right? Against such, there is no law, because you're already following the law. You're already walking in the spirit. You're already doing that which is righteous. Remember, the law was written. The law was written for the disobedient. That's what the scripture says. The law wasn't written for the righteous. The Lord could have had the law written during the time of Abraham, right? He could have wrote out the law and told Abraham this will be for Isaac, and he could have told Isaac this will be for Jacob. He could have done that, right? But there was events that had to take place, and by way of Moses was the law given, and then Moses gave it unto the children of Israel. But the Lord could have just said, look, Abraham, write down these laws. Write down these laws. They're going to be for Isaac. Isaac, you're going to hold these laws, and you can give these laws unto Jacob. Right? And then Jacob, you hold these laws, and you can give them to the children of Israel. Simple as that. But the events that took place was for a reason, man. It was for a reason. So I'm gonna finish this off real quick, and we can end it from there. So, Salakia, bear with me for a second. So it says 24, and they that are a Mashiach, which it says Christ here, have crucified the flesh, which means you have put away sin, which means you're not willingly sinning anymore. You're not willingly sinning with the affections and lusts. If we live in the spirit, which is the word, let us also walk in the spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushua, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double unto the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'd like to say Shalom.